Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's Reddit stories, Karen thinks she can get away with hiring a pet sitting service to babysit her kid while they're on vacation. As expected, CPS got involved. Let's get right into these. Don't buy chocolate. It's upsetting my kid. This happened about an hour ago. I was grocery shopping and decided to pick up a few bars of chocolate. That's when I heard the ear-piercing scream of what can only be an entitled kid. He looked like he was somewhere between 5 or 6 years old. He began to violently pull on his mother's arm, pointing at my chocolate bars and yelling at her to buy him some. Entitled mom then says to me, "Did you have to pick that up in front of him?" What? I replied. "Can't you see it's upsetting my child?" "Well, that's a you problem," I said. Entitled mom says, in between trying to get her demon spawn to act like a human being, "You need to put them back. My son only started demanding chocolates when he saw you take them. Just put them back. Now. You can get some later. You shouldn't make kids jealous." I just smiled at her and approached the chocolate shelves, but instead of putting them back, I actually took a few more. It earned me a death glare from Entitled Mom and earned Entitled Mom another round of tantrums from Entitled Kid. Petty? Yes. Satisfying? Hell yes. I would have also found that extremely satisfying if I was in OP's shoes, especially because this sounds like the kind of entitled mom that thinks she can talk to other people the same way she talks to her own kids. It's the kind of parent that has this god complex that thinks they have authority over everyone else. This just happened 30 minutes ago, and I've never been so disgusted, enraged, and ashamed to be alive in my life. I'm at my local grocery store getting things for breakfast and dinner. I walk over to the deli department for some sliced cheese. As I'm grabbing my bag of cheese, I see it. Entitled mom is putting a package of cheese back. Now, this wouldn't be a big deal if she had not already taken slices out to feed her offspring. Seriously, this woman, who was not wearing gloves, helped herself to some pre-sliced, pre-weighted cheese, sealed the package back up, and left it for some unsuspecting person. This would be infuriating even in a non-COVID period, but given what is happening now with how contagious this thing is, she is a piece of crap. Yes, I promptly let the deli employees know, and they pulled every package of cheese that wasn't sealed with a sticker over the zipper, because there was no way to pinpoint which one this vile woman touched. I also let the CDH know so she could look for them and review the cameras. I didn't stick around to see what happened, but check your cheese packages, people. Mother of bride forgets it isn't her wedding. As a kid, I would often be working at my dad's workplace. He was an off-premise caterer and an event planner, and would often be hired to put together lavish wedding parties. Huge feasts, cheese and fruit tables 40 feet long, lots of wine, sometimes multiple pigs for both an afternoon and an evening roast. Lots of fancy people wanting fancy parties, paying a ton of money and expecting the world to revolve around them. One event in particular stood out because when the bride-to-be and her mother came in to go over details, they had some rather heated disagreements over some really stupid crap. My dad would just sit there quietly, not taking sides, and patiently waiting for people to work out the differences. But one argument came to an interesting and final conclusion. The mother of the bride was arguing about the specific shade the decorative ribbons and icing trim on the cake should be. Up until that point, she had proven herself incapable of letting her daughter have the final say in anything. From the menu to the plate garnishes, to the time the meal was to start, the mother was insisting that she have her way on everything. The daughter was gritting her teeth and just grinding through it, but when her mother started to fuss about the exact shade of off-light green, "No, that's too light, no, that's too dark," the bride snapped. She loudly and firmly stated, "Mother, if you don't knock it off right this instant, I am going to disinvite you from the wedding. This is my day, and while I value your input, the decisions will be mine." She then turned to my dad, looked him squarely in the eyes, and said, "I will be signing your check. You work for me. Nothing is decided until I say so. If my mother tries to plan or change anything, you are to call me immediately. I do not expect you will have any problems with that." My dad simply said, "Not at all." And they got back to planning the wedding. Sometimes in situations like these, all someone needs is to just get snapped at to get that reality check. We're a pet sitting service, lady. Okay, buckle up, this is a doozy. I work for a pet/house sitting company and had a new client on my schedule for 3 visits a day for 2 weeks to take care of a dog. When I get to the house and go in, I see a kid and thought, they must be running late leaving and didn't let us know. So I said hi to the kid and said, "It's okay, don't be scared." Then I called out for the parents. The kid said they're gone. I asked, "What do you mean?" The kid then said I needed to hurry up and make her breakfast and take her to school. I asked again, "What do you mean? Where are your parents?" She said, "They're gone on their trip." And again, told me to hurry up because she's hungry. I asked how old she is, she said 7. So I then asked, they left you here alone? She then said yeah, her mom told her we'd be by in the morning to make her breakfast and take her to school, and in the afternoon pick her up from school and make her a snack, and at night to make her supper. I asked, where's Macy the dog? She said they don't have a dog. I then told her that when the owner came for the client meeting and to get the house keys, she met a dog. The kid then replied that her mom borrowed the neighbor's dog. Oh my god, I called the company owner and told her what was going on. Of course, she was flabbergasted and came over immediately. She tried to get a hold of the parents, but they weren't answering their phones, so she called CPS and explained everything when they got there. Child Protective Services took the kid, the parents' info, and left. The next day, the kid's mom called the owner and left a rambling message, screaming about how could we turn her kid into CPS, and we broke the contract, so they were going to sue her for that, and also for the cost of their ruined vacation. The owner called them back and told them our agreement was to take care of a dog, not a kid, and that was illegal anyway. And also borrowing a dog for her to meet for the client meeting was deliberate misrepresentation, so good luck with the lawsuit. She hasn't heard from them since. I guess our pet sitting service was cheaper than hiring someone to watch the child properly. We still can't understand how this woman thought this would actually work. Seriously, how stupid do you have to be to actually think pulling a stunt like that would work? Somehow, in this mom's mind, she thought she could actually just deceive the pet sitting company, and once the pet sitter actually showed up, that they would just be like, well, babysitting a kid is pretty much the same as watching a dog, right? That poor kid needs better parents. They not only didn't even want to take their own kid on a vacation with them, but they were also too cheap to just hire a real babysitter. Entitled aunt demands my father shovel her driveway not even 2 weeks after he was released from the hospital. Hey guys, I'm back with another entitled aunt story. Same aunt as my other stories. So backstory. In early December 2017, my father came down with a mild case of viral pneumonia. He took medication and rested for a week or so, and felt better, so we thought that was that. Fast forward to 2 days before Christmas, my father relapsed, badly, and was admitted to the hospital with bacterial pneumonia and lung abscess. He spent 5 days in the hospital and was basically on strict rest orders for most of January 2018. He was released on December 28th, and we got our first major snowstorm on January 4th. We must have gotten about 1.5 feet of snow. Well, around 6 or 7 p.m. that night, we get a call from my aunt. My father had the phone on speaker because he was working on an airplane model and had been set up right under my bedroom, so I heard the entire conversation. My aunt says, "Hi, father's childhood nickname." "Hi, entitled aunt," replied my father. "Mom and I want to know when you're going to come shovel our driveway." My aunt lived with my grandmother at this point. Father replies, "Aunt, you're going to have to figure something out. I can't shovel your driveway." "What do you mean you can't come shovel our driveway?" Entitled aunt, I got out of the hospital for a lung abscess a week ago. I'm not allowed to do anything physically strenuous for the entire month. "But our driveway isn't very big. It only ever seems to take you half an hour or so." Entitled aunt, I get winded just walking up my staircase. I'm not allowed to even go to work for another 2 weeks. I can't shovel your driveway. "Even with that snowblower I bought a few years ago?" "That snowblower you bought barely works and makes shoveling harder. So no, not even with the snowblower." "But I have somewhere to be tomorrow. Couldn't you just shovel out where my car is?" "No, get one of your friends to do it because I medically can't." "You know that the friend who used to do that stuff for me recently had half his leg amputated and can't do stuff like that anymore. You understand that your friend can't because he has a medical condition. Why can't you understand that I also can't do it because I also have a medical condition at the moment? Where's mom? Let me talk to her." Grandmother gets on the phone. "Hello, father's nickname. How are you feeling?" "I'm doing okay. Could you please tell my sister that I can't shovel your driveway because I'm on rest orders?" Grandmother then says to my aunt, "What is wrong with you? I thought I effing told you not to call your brother. He just got out of the hospital. If you want the driveway shoveled so badly, do it yourself." No, I'm not asking your brother if his son can come do it. No, I don't care. Do it yourself." "I'm sorry, father's nickname. Have a good night and feel better. I'll deal with your idiot sister." "Thanks, mom. Good night," replied my father. My father would make a full recovery with no adverse effects from the illness. I was only reminded of this story because just this week, my aunt called my father in the middle of a snowstorm, asking him to run to the market for her because she needed cigarettes. You'll be happy to know my father refused. And this was r/entitled parents. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to see more. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.